A great Monday morning. It is a beautiful morning in the city of Brownsville, Texas, the southernmost, the most historical city, all of Texas. Crossroads to the Americas, hemisphere to the Americas, shrimp capital of the world. I'm trying to steal material from other podcasts. I guess more ratings. How you doing, Captain Bob?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Went to the beach yesterday. Forgot to put sunscreen on. Got a little burnt, but it was nice out there.
You look like a shrimp.
Yeah, I'm a red lobster.
You're red lobster.
A lot of tar. A lot of tar balls everywhere.
I see a lot of balls everywhere. Hey, let me say, it was a kind of like a trippy weekend. I guess it would have been a great weekend to go to the beach, the island. I actually thought about going, spending a little bit of time out there. Uh, I just had some free time on my, but then a friend of mine from Victoria came by and said, "Hey, I'll be there on Saturday." I said, "Okay." So on Saturday, I stayed in Matamoros. Went and had a good meal in Matamoros. A lot of nice niche little restaurants are popping up in Matamoros, which is kind of cool because you have little options to eat. Went to Matamoros and then realized that they were selling no alcohol. They
Oh,
were,
because of the election.
yeah, and it's crazy. But during elections, during the weekend of elections, they don't sell alcohol Saturday or Sunday because elections are on Sunday. You know, well, a couple of things. I thought that was kind of weird, but Mexico, despite the fact that it doesn't have early voting, and early voting is going on right now. So anyone and everyone out there, go out there and vote. We're voting for the runoff at TSC. So early voting starts today. JJ De Leon against uh, El Tapón. What's the Tapon's name? Edward Camarillo, and Dr. Hilda versus Dr. Norma, the doctor race. So it's going to be interesting. Um, but despite the fact that they don't have early voting, do you know, Captain Bob, that their percentage rate of registered voters that come out to vote is somewhere like in the 80%
In Mexico?
in Mexico?
Wow. Wow. I
80%.
thought I yeah, I thought I had heard that once. They're higher percentage. We're at 4%, no?
No, we're like 10%. Good morning from Riverside Adult Daycare. Saludos a toda mi hermosa gente ahí at the Riverside Adult Daycare. And I hope that y'all have this on the screen so that la raza ahí del daycare can, be entertained. And we promise to entertain, right, Captain Bob?
That's right. Now
So,
tomorrow on the Captain Bob show, I got Republican candidate for sheriff, Jimmy Manrique.
oh,
I think Manrique is coming in.
yeah, I like Jimmy. Jimmy and I were like kind of friends at first, and then he went off on this little spiel, and I guess we were not friends for a while, but we're good now. So I'm glad. I'm glad that happens. That's one of the things that I think is really important for me. That despite the fact that sometimes I may have fights with people, I always come back and become friendly with them. It's just little hiccups along the way, little
Right on.
like the speed bumps that they have in Matamoros all over the place. But I'm going to guess that in Matamoros we probably got like 80%. I mean, I haven't, I can't confirm it, but I'm almost willing to bet some money that 80% of the individuals that are registered to vote in Matamoros actually came out to vote in Matamoros. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to find out. But Mexico has elected the first woman president of the country, Claudia Shittenbaum or something, Shittenbaum or Shittenbaum or something. Claudia will be the next president of Mexico.
And that's final.
Huh?
That's a final election. She won.
Oh, she won. Yeah, she won.
She doesn't have to face anybody else.
No, they don't have runoffs in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
You win, you
That's
win.
gonna, that's
She
going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting, the dynamics, because you want to find out what her interaction is going to be with the cartels in Mexico. Is she going to seguir la pauta de AMLO, and continue on driving Mexico to become a socialist country? Don't know what the outcomes. It's going to be interesting to follow. I, it's going to be interesting. In Matamoros, ah, I had the name of the guy, uh, Beto Granados. Beto Granados will be the next mayor of the city of Matamoros, el alcalde, el presidente municipal. Beto Granados. And I sort of figured that he was going to take it. He looked very, very charismatic. I have not met him yet, but very charismatic, very driven, very focused. I think I passed him one time when I was in Matamoros. They were having this event. Think we crossed paths. I didn't say hi or anything, and he didn't say hi. So, I mean, I couldn't maybe recognize him from the posters that they have all over the place. But Beto Granados will be the next alcalde for Matamoros, and that's a good thing. I think he was running against Leti or something. So whatever, it's gonna be interesting. Mexican politics are interesting, but there's nothing like American politics. So guys, today, please go exercise your right to vote, and please go vote. Go vote. There's like an election every other week. Uh, the the general election, which will be in November, is going to be a disaster. I think it's going to be a disaster. I don't think that the Republican candidates for sheriff, for the Republican candidate for tax assessor collector, or the Republican candidate for any race stands a chance. I think the only candidate that might be a very very close race is the race between La Mantequilla and Adan, that guy, other guy name, because it was so close last time, Captain Bob.
Right. Is that Adam Hinojosa?
Yeah, Adam something, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, ni en su casa lo conocen. No one knows who the hell that guy is, and he hasn't really come in and hit the Valley hard. And if he has, it's probably with that little Republican crazy chick group, which the Republicans here are crazy, crazy, batshit crazy. So it's going to be interesting all the way around.
Well, I think I have a little different view. I think the Republicans will do well because of Trump. He's still up there, even though he got convicted of all those felonies, the 34 felonies. But I think the momentum's still there. Um, I think Myra has momentum.
Nah.
You might disagree with me. Um, I know that Manuel Trevino is counting on experience for the sheriff race, but I think Manrique has experience too. He was a police officer for many, many, many years.
He
We're
does.
gonna we're gonna find out tomorrow what he's been up to.
Good. I'm glad you're having me on your show. And Jimmy's welcome to come on as well. And Manny, of course, we're still waiting for him to come on, as he said he would. Eddie Garcia had said that he was going to come on, so I'm hoping he does as well. We'll
That's
see,
good.
we'll see what happens. The interesting race for me is going to be the BISD race. That's going to be interesting, and that's one that I will be taking part of. And because I love running for office, I love the process. I love the electoral process. I just have not decided who I'm going to run against. And again, like I made mention before, I'm going to run against whichever individual out there has 4 or 5 people in the race. So it's going to be interesting all the way around. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh, so I went to Matamoros. I could not drink, Captain Bob. Unlike other folk here in the valley that were drinking a lot this weekend, but I could not drink, and I didn't drink. It was trippy because we went to Eduardo and I went to Son de Dos, and that's one of my favorite restaurants in Matamoros. Son de Dos is on Sexta, on Calle Sexta. Great, great food. It was just so weird not to be able to order a drink. I gotta have those libations with my food
Right.
because I like the buzz. it was kind of trippy because I read an article where there was, I think somewhere in Sweden or somewhere, one of these godforsaken countries, uh, they um, they created something that you could still taste the alcohol, but it will take the buzz out of the alcohol. You won't get drunk if you drink. And I'm going like, why the hell else would you want to drink? Good morning. Do you know the candidates for the BISD races? So far, yes. The ones that have already announced, it's going to be Tim against Coach Farley. It's going to be Marisa against Minerva again. It's going to be Susan Rubalcava against the pretty little rich girl. What's her name? Lopez Valdez. What the hell's her name? Daniela Lopez Valdez. So as of right now, interesting races. Just wait.
And these are
Jessica,
coming up in November.
Jessica Gonzalez against Victor Caballero. Those are the ones that have announced so far. I'm expecting more people to jump into those races. There goes a lung. So as soon as I find out who else, when everybody else starts piling in, that's when I'm going to decide which race I'm going to run in. And again, nothing against the people in there. I love y'all to death. I've already said the only race I'm not going to jump into is the Marisa race. The only race I'm not going to jump, and that's just because of principle and because of I've known Marisa for decades. Susan, yes, we'll see. So it'll be interesting.
So that's official with Susan. She's running.
I mean, I don't think they've come out and said they're running, but we all know she's running. Rose
Right.
Perez might run as well. Now
How about that?
that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting because uh, Roman is a very very smart guy,
Yeah.
very very bright individual. Except that he doesn't keep his word, and it's kind of hard for individuals that don't keep their word. And I get frustrated because you call him, you text him, and he'll never answer, Captain Bob. But then they expect for you to be on beck and call every time they call and text. I stopped doing that. I'm not doing that anymore.
Well, I was surprised. I turned on your show. I don't know, a day or two ago, and he was on because he was behind the curtain for a while. He even missed the Republican monthly meetings. I think he missed them twice. So people were wondering, where's Roman? Where's Roman? Then we hear stories that he might move to up the state with the daughter and continue education. I like Roman. I like Roman to stay in Brownsville.
I want him to leave. Get the hell out of here. Get out. If you don't like it, get out.
There's another superintendent problem in Mission. Carolyn Bettis. She's placed on leave. I'm watching it on Spectrum News right now. And then SpaceX Ice Starship launched this week. They're getting ready for another launch this week.
Awesome. Talking about SpaceX, uh, have you been keeping up with all the SpaceX stuff that's going on here locally?
Kind of. I mean, I drove out there and they're already preparing the land for their supermarket and for their restaurant. And then I saw about 7 or 8 executive homes coming to completion on the mouth of the Rio Grande. I thought it was very fascinating. The $100 million office complex full of glass looks real modern and giant. And of course, we drove through the neighborhood, the old Polish community, and they've done some amazing things over there. There's
Well,
a lot of money pumped in.
they're going to have to fix that road that goes over there. the road's a mess. You know,
Oh yeah.
they're going to have to fix that road, either that or come up with a different way to get to that area, unless they want to privatize it completely, which is something that probably could happen. I don't know because
Well,
they get
that
another.
I agree with you that Highway 4 is a little beat up, and they did repave the end of it, a good amount of repaving, getting close to SpaceX. But something I noticed at Osmo yesterday when I went to the island, we go to Highway 48. It's got some like grooves. You got to really be careful and drive straight because I think it's all the heavy trucks taking cargo or equipment to LNG. It's
Well,
kind
it's
of
yeah,
you got to your car veers off a little bit as you're driving on Highway 48 because there's grooves in there from all the tires of the trucks with all that heavy equipment. So that's interesting.
well, I mean, they're building like a new city out there. I mean,
Yeah,
they're taking over.
there's a
But
new.
it
Yeah,
was expected. It was expected that we knew it was going to happen. So they paved Paradise and put a parking lot. Well, it's kind of a trip. Let me say this about my question is: Are they going to? Are they going to? Is this complex? This fancy shopping mall center, restaurant thing? Is that catered to for more for Elon's people and the folks out there in that area, the ones that Captain Bob says that have $100 million homes out there, or will people from Brownsville, be able to access this mall? Will it be open to the community? I mean, I'm guessing it would. That's just a guess. But is it more of a gated community? This is my isolation. Like in Austin, you have like the V. I don't know if on the V that's on North Lamar. That one is like a little shopping center on the bottom, and then they have the flats on top. The condos, the apartments. So it's more catered to those folks out there, but it's still open to anybody else. So I'm wondering if this construction that they're going to make, is it going to be geared more catered more towards the preppies that are there from SpaceX, or is it going to be open to the public?
I heard there was some people out there that the restaurant on the river was going to be mainly for SpaceX, but I don't know if that person's correct.
So it's just going to be for them.
Yeah,
Screw that.
yeah.
Well,
But I
then
tell you what, the river, the Rio Grande River at the mouth, we stayed out there several hours at an admiral's house that's out there, and boy, it's beautiful. That mouth, that river's gorgeous.
you know all the high profile people here, Captain Bob. All the
Man, I
admirals,
really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. And we got to eat fresh fish out of the mouth of the Rio Grande.
shrimp capital of the world.
Yeah, shrimp capital of the world. And there were shrimpers. There were some shrimp families that actually owned the land and sold it to the SpaceX, where the executives are building homes. And the homes look like something out of Hawaii or California. Tall, tall ceilings, a lot of glass. It's very beautiful out there.
Amazing. I have no issue with abandonment of Highway 4 if they provide another access to Boca Chica Beach. Build the loop and bypass 48 and honor the terms of the beach code. Yeah, and let me say another avenue going down there. But then again, are we going to get all these environmentalists, the PETA people, all up in arms because to build another way out there is going to go through a lot of land. I don't know. Great. These stores are only for Tesla drivers. You're in the club at Asphalt. I'll be driving up my Tesla there. Good morning. Well, that's another one. Going back to Tucker's comment, it's something other. Also, I wonder if they're going to have charging stations over there. And for me, that's great because we need more charging stations for Teslas. Let me tell you, the other day I went to McAllen and I was like on 5%, 4%, and you don't want your Tesla to run out of juice. You don't want that. And so I was going like batshit crazy. Like, what the hell do I do? I finally found one, so I charged it up for a while. Then I had to rush back home because I had a late wedding to do. But let me say one of the cons about having an electrical car are the charging station, and you could have one at home, which I'm planning to get sooner or later. I'm just trying to find an electrician to help me with a connection, but it's just not easy. But SpaceX is everywhere. They had the Space Fest. Did you hear about that one this weekend? The Space Fest, and let me say, I don't think a lot of people went. I saw the pictures. You don't have a lot of people out there, and part of the problem is that there were, and this is what information I got from a lot. There was a lot of vendors out there, Captain Bob, that were selling
Yeah.
food and selling a lot of stuff, but nothing related to space. They were,
Wow.
and again, nothing to the folks. God bless them. They want to go out there and try and sell stuff. But the only people that were walking around were the family members of those individuals that had set up as vendors, and that's, I think, where we're missing the mark. And again, I think the city of Brownsville is again missing the mark. They're not being inclusive, bringing in a lot of the normal folk out there, a lot of the folk that individuals like myself, maybe even Captain Bob can reach. They're not bringing those folks in. I wasn't going to go just because it was sponsored by GBEC and all this other crazy people that continuously steal our money. Not going to go. I don't want anything to do with GBEC. I don't want anything to do with BCIC. They're pieces of trash. Trash that continue to steal the money of the individuals here in the city of Brownsville. Steal, pocket. Because look, you got the Limas out there going like, oh, we're going to open another restaurant. I don't care. It actually pisses me off. And everyone's like, oh, yes, congratulations. Great work. You're opening another restaurant. Screw you. They're opening the restaurants with our money, Captain Bob, with the city
Yeah.
of Brownsville's money. So I'm not going to applaud that crap. I don't care how many Michelin stars they self-appointed themselves to. I don't care. It pisses me off that they're out there opening these businesses with our tax dollars, our money that should go back to the people of Brownsville. And then they expect people to go out there and applaud that they're opening restaurants. When have you gotten money, Captain Bob, from the city of Brownsville for opening a damn restaurant that pounds their shrimp? When?
Never.
No,
Never. I tried to get in the line to see if I could get some money from my restaurants to help out, and
nothing.
the whole process was.
Screwed
I had
up.
the account. Yeah, it was all screwed up. But yet you got these coffee shops opening up with a lot of that money. And
Oh,
then what happened to Arsenu? And what happened to Smith? That got swept under the rug.
they don't
Where's
care.
that money? Where's all that money for those drones that never happened?
I actually went to the Embassy Suites to charge up, Nadia. That's the ones I found. We wanted Osmo Cameron County Sheriff. Yes! It's too late. They think we survive in restaurants and malls. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Pura ratas. Yeah. Good morning to the king of all local social media. Me? No, Captain Bob. Captain Bob's not the king of all local social media, Frankie. I am. Frankie's saying that you're the king of all local social media, Captain Bob. I don't believe him.
Wow. I'm honored.
He's a pig. Frankie's a pig. And I'm very, very upset with Frankie. Actually, the reason I brought up SpaceX, besides the Space Fest, that was, I think, a bust, and the highway and the shopping mall that you mentioned, but there's also a candy store in at South Patrick Island that has this SpaceX rocket, out in the front, and I saw it on Frankie's page. I thought that was kind of amazing. A lot of people are falling into the theme, and I think it's just very, very smart. It's very, very attractive rocket. I don't know where they got the idea, but they're also doing something else. A friend of ours, well, a friend of mine now, I think no longer a friend of Captain Bob's, but Jack Wen is doing something with something about a cow or something with a 3D printer or something. I don't even know what it is. They invited me to stop by. I might stop by this week. but they're doing a Longhorn or something, and they're using 3D, and they were inviting the public. And Captain Bobby, you got into a fight with Jack this weekend.
We got in a little disagreement, but I've been there watching the 3D printers just cranking along. It's a it's a long process, but I think they'll get to the finish line. I saw that they already got a couple of the legs, the hoofs
Hoofs.
built up, the hoofs, and it's going to be colored with the U.S. colors. I think their goal is to have it ready by Fourth
Fourth
of
of-
July.
So are you and Jack good already?
Well, I don't know. He's okay. Him and his wife are fine. They're fine. I'm sure they're mad. Might be mad at me, but I can
Well,
only take. I can only take. I can only take so much picking. You keep picking on the captain, he's going to blow up sooner or later,
Captain's
and
gonna fight back.
he's going to fight back. And I just don't like his thinking of um, we're all so far behind, and his mind is so advanced. So
We are,
we got to take a little offense to that sometimes.
but we are far behind. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised. I think Brownsville is like 5 years behind every other industrialized city out there. It's just unfortunate. I mean, and then what happens, Captain Bob, is then you got these crazy people that come down and start making all these wacky, crazy, invitations and propositions saying, "Hey guys, we're going to have uh, air taxis, and they're going to pick up people and take them, and then the city of Brownsville gives them money, and then everyone is fascinated by it, like, oh, air taxis. It didn't happen. All they did was take our money, Captain Bob. They took our money. You
That's
know,
right.
that's what happens, Captain Bob, when you've got a culture here that is so far behind everybody else. Any other city out there, no one, Captain Bob, no one, no other city would have believed these guys about air taxis except Brownsville.
That's
Because
right.
nos ven la cara de idiotas, Captain Bob, idiotas. That's why you got that other guy that we're suing up there in New York, the one that took us for what, $2 million, and again, guys go like, sue me, I don't care, because we're so far away from reality. Nobody else bought this crap. That's why with Fly Frontera, that's why Pat Almada was going to go out there and sign him $10 million. And we fought him. We said, no way. And we were able to stop him back then. No one was out there able to stop this air taxi bull crap. And this other guy that took $2 million, I can't remember his name, took $2 million. No one is out there who was able to stop him because we have absolutely zero leadership. Back then, we were doing Fly Frontera. We were very fortunate to have some individuals out there that were actually fighting for us, They were actually like sharing information with us that we were able to fight back. We have no one now, no one. But Jack is right. We are very, very far behind. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because if we were a little bit up to par with most cities, we wouldn't get duped by all these crazies that make all these outlandish promises. And our tax dollars could actually go to the people of Brownsville in order to help them grow and make economic development for ourselves instead of depending on handouts from the state and federal governments.
Well, between Tanasca, the bridge to nowhere at the port, and other bad corruption that's happened down here, between all the entities, I think we put it close to $250 million that they have wasted. There's no accountability for that. That's around $225 million. If you add Tanasca and the bridge and some of these other bad situations, it's getting on up there. It's getting on up there. That's a lot of money. $225 million.
Oh no, it's more than that. I mean,
It's got to be more, right, Erasmo?
my calculation is we're in the hole. Look at Ciclovia. Ciclovia is just one little pet project from la imbécil, la marrana de Rose Gowan. It's 500 in 500 million in the hole. No,
Oh
500,000.
my.
500
Oh my.
500,000 in the hole. In the hole. No revenue, no benefit. Everyone is still fat. Look at Captain Bob. He's like got three chins. Everyone's fat. No, the diabetes is still up. Diabetes is still up. No one has lost weight. Hike and bike trails haven't done a damn thing for the city of Brownsville, Captain Bob. Not a damn thing.
The
Nothing.
only one that lost weight is Erasmo Castro. I saw you at the mall the other day.
I look handsome.
Looking good.
Yeah. I'm the only one that's lost weight. It's a bunch of bull. Everyone else is getting fatter. And look, and I don't know who the hell is out there going and buying all the skinny clothes because I go to Walmart every morning to do my little walk around and to see if there's any like sales and stuff. And all they have is extra large, 2X, 3X clothing, on clearance. And that's all they have. Like, are fat people not buying clothes anymore because they're expecting to get fatter? Or did all the skinny people take all the skinny clothes, or what the hell? Or are we the skinnier people now? I'm including myself in the skinnier people. Are we now just going to the thrift stores and being smart about purchasing and avoiding these big ass chain retail stores and stop giving everyone else money? um, Good morning, fellas. What is up with all the graduating students making scenes, protests, and bringing the Palestine flag to their graduations? I don't think we've had that going on in Brownsville. I have not heard of anyone here in the city of Brownsville having protests. It's not typical of the city of Brownsville. I mean, you may have one or two crazy huercos out there, that don't know any better, that are out there carrying the Palestinian flag. I don't think it's happening locally. Have you heard of any Palestinian support groups here, Captain Mo?
No.
Screw Hamas. Screw Hamas and screw all those Arabs out there, Arab nations that continue to suppress women, continue to keep women in burqas, continue to mutilate a lot of females out there. Screw all those countries. Screw them. I don't care. Screw all those countries that hurt women, hurt gay people, hurt the handicapped. Screw all those places. I don't see anyone out there, protesting all the cruelty that these countries dish out to a lot of the weakest amongst them. So screw you all and your Hamas loving Palestine flag crap.
Well, I think it's been a pleasure hanging
Oh,
out with you this morning. I'm going to
wait,
have to hit the road because they're bringing me Stella right now.
we got 5 comments. Is it late? Is it too late to put candidates in the local races? No, go please. Timothy's running for president. Yes, please. I think we get to I think in July is the last day to file, or August. Snoopy is not a war; it's a massacre. You can't fight against the youth. Hold on. Yes, you can. Screw them. No, Leon are the other idiotas that ate up the flying taxi story. Crazy flying taxi bullcrap.
Wow.
Is that
Wow.
most Nuevo Leon is a state. Powder keg is most American cities, not just Brownsville. I don't know. Fortunately, Brownsville still lives in the dark ages. Yes, we have semaglutens. So I'm 5 years. Everyone will be skinny. That's why I'm losing weight. It happens because it's not their money. People don't study the candidates or really look at their platforms before they vote. Then the things go south. They didn't vote. Those that didn't vote yell the loudest. See, because they're whining bitches. They're keyboard warriors, whining bitches, right, Captain Bob? They're all whining
That's
bitches.
right. Gascos is correct.
What aboutism? Come on, Erasmo. What aboutism? I don't know what that is. Guys, thank you, Captain Bob, for coming on. Guys, have a great day. Be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Guys, be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.